Hello, this is how I mix time from my album. I do not have I don't have this Avalon anymore. I do not have the subscription. So it's no longer there, but it's still there. We got my master, in quotes. True Peak should be on, but it's not. And we got the God Particle at its default settings. We got the original beat here, which sounds like this. There's the bit with a kick, and this is what it's changed to. Really good recording to the guitars. There's privated videos. If you have the link, you can see the guitar recording to time. Texting all hours, times at the dock, and I patiently wait. Kicks don't hit as hard, but it's kind of nice. You're supposed to be focusing. The only thing. These are technically live guitars, as they were recorded with a real guitar, but into an RME interface, and then processed with some Warm Audio 1176 analog gear afterwards. Again, there's a video of how it was recorded. Here is the drums. The only thing that's not live is these, as these came from the original recording with some soothe, because there was some harshness, and I didn't want them getting in the way of the vocals, so I took that harshness out. Soothe is not a transient shaper. It will not get rid of transients, but will get rid of resonances, such as this harsh one here. As you can see, it's really coming down, and there's also some just in there, like some what's it called, like an open hat or something, that's also in the hi-hats, which for some reason wasn't bounced out, but it's in there. And we got some Arvox, which might be a little bit weird, but if I turn them on and off, it kind of gets a little softer, which is kind of nice, and it also compresses them, which isn't the aim of the game here, because you can see they're quite thick already. They don't need compression, but it just softens them up a little bit so they're not as harsh. And I've got some True Reverb just to push them back in the mix. If I very subtle, I find that it just pushes it back just a tad bit in the mix. We got the snare, which is live and is part of the sample pack. Does it tell me? No, of course it doesn't tell me which one it is, but it is. Please look through the processed one to find it. No, the non-processed, because I've done the processing in here. And you can. So I'm just taking out the low end, because it's not really necessary. Taking a bit of that. That doesn't sound good. And taking a bit of this. That's really sharp. I don't want that in the mix. And I've got a distressor absolutely not actually cramming, slamming. But I've got the high pass as well, so it doesn't affect the low end, because I've already cutting it out. And we got medium and second release 5 and 5, as that sounded the best to my ears. There's not really a description for that. And a 6-to-1 ratio, which sounds a bit intense for hats, but it sounded good. So it's there. And we got kicks right here, which has been committed twice, which is actually kind of insane. But if I, nope. There we go. I barely use this, by the way. And you got that's this one, and here's all the other kicks there. So they are there. I'll just put that back, and this is what it sounds like without any of this processing. Oh, look at that. Okay, so this is definitely the heavy kick in the sample pack, and I've got this EQ, the split EQ, because it's really woofy. And the transient's kind of heavy, and not the transient, because I'm not affecting the transient, because the transient is green. The tonal, I'm just trying to tame that woofiness, the thud, because it's not supposed to be that hard hitting, where it was too hard hitting, and I'm just controlling it here. And we got a low cut. What's it doing? Kind of dealing with a little bit of the boominess and the rumble. That's not necessary. That will eventually build into my low end. And we just got a tad of compression. No, not a tad. We're doing actually quite a bit. That's simply just to trim off the top, so I'm able to get louder in the mix. But unfortunately, I can't really show you because I don't have that plugin anymore. So you can tell they're kind of similar to the demo, which is nice. I'm keeping it simple. And then we got soothe. So when the kick and the bass hit together, even though they weren't actually hitting against each other, but that just makes it just tad bit clearer. We got CLA bass. You can't really hear much. It's just a little more compressed and it's just a tiny bit more focused. And I've got Voice of God, which is now free with UAD Sparks, which is yeah, that's doing the bulk of the low end. Just wanna have a convo with you. And here are the vocals ran through the SM7B and the 286S. What's it called? Preamp. There we go. That's the word. Annoyingly, I do not have the Avalon anymore, so these vocals aren't as what they were. But texting all hours like what you doing tonight. You are so far. Kind of really thinned up, which I have a feeling that might have been doing something. And we got the EQ, just getting rid of some frequencies I didn't like, boosting the high end, which I'm pretty sure this was also doing, but unfortunately I don't have that plugin anymore, so I can't unfortunately show you. Got this, got the stock Pro Tools compressor, which all hours like what you doing tonight. I have a feeling this was me trying to copy what I think Serban Gehenna, is how you pronounce his name, was doing from John Haynes' interview on Sound on Sound. He said he uses this compressor sometimes on that Doja Cat record. I can't remember what the name of the song was, but he used this on it. And this is me trying to do it, but I did it wrong because these are supposed to all be in. But it worked for this song, and it sounds nice, so I kept it. So we got a de-esser, which is, I mean, it's a de-esser. Just got a bit harsh because obviously I boosted probably quite a bit, and this was probably also boosting. So I thought I needed some de-essing, some soothe to really just tame all the harshness that I built up and any frequencies that is sticking out, especially the harshness from the high end, because I want it to be pleasant to the ears. C6, and it's all hours like what you doing tonight. I think that's very subtle. You can barely hear that. And then RVox right after, all hours like, to do some more compression, just to kind of push it out in the mix to give it a lot more control. And we got even more. We got Fresh Air, which is barely doing anything, which is nice. Just a bit of the mid-range, bit of the high end, because it's been looked after through this and Soothe, the C6, and I've done some boosting overall with the Arcom, because texting all hours like what you, yeah, it just boosts it ever so slightly, and it's really good. Let me show you when the kicks come in. So you don't isn't healthy and nobody corrected. You just push it over, and then you got split EQ, which is really just doing some low cuts on both the transient and tonal, which is really why isn't healthy and nobody corrected. Oh, I know. I remember. I just came to thought there was somewhere in this mix, I can't remember where, there was a p and a p really sharply, and I couldn't really fix it with any normal low pass, so I used split EQ and I fixed it pretty much. And then we got another de-esser because we did some more boosting, and you know, when you cut out low end, the high goes up, so just controlling overall. Ad-libs are my very basic chain. Got the tuning, you got the auto pan. This is a stock plugin, you can only be putting onto mono things to turn them stereo. You cannot put this on a stereo one. You got lo-fi just to make it cut out a little bit more, and you got the telephone stock basically, and you got all of these doubles, which has got doubler. I think these are maxed out, yeah, with the center taken out, so it's only the sides, and it's got some micro shift on it, which I've frankly just stolen this preset. It's not mine, it's from a leaked Tory Lane session that I've just frankly stole, but it sounds really good, so I've kept it. And it kind of just pushes things out a little bit more, just get a little bit more width. And I have a feeling the processing, you just don't have any, I didn't take out the low end here, but maybe I did on this, who knows, but sorry, I don't have it. And then that's doing the same, that's doing the same, that's doing the same, that's doing the same, and I don't have any fresh air because I didn't want it to be as bright as the lead vocals. I wanted it to be in the background. And you got the same split EQ, which I won't do this anymore. I don't think. These sessions are kind of old. Maybe I would, because it's a soft and plosive, so that's definitely why I put it there. And there's another DSM. We got all the throws. This is, as you can see, I've got a verb throw, but it wasn't fully developed yet, my verb throw. Wow, that is heavily distorted. Yeah, because this is then routed into the main vocal. All of these are then routed into this, where then both of these, as for some reason it's in yellow. I must have been messing around with the new color settings, and then they go in here where we've got this, which plugs into this, so anytime the guitar plays and the vocal plays, the guitar dips so the vocal can be a bit more present. Waiting by the phone, but you're here. A little bit subtle. You can kind of hear it, and I think that's mainly it for this. No verb throw was used because this probably sounds awful. That's probably why I didn't use it. Basic Valhalla for some reason on the demo. I don't know how to fix that. I have it, and you got delay, which is H delay, so you can definitely tell it's old because I use Echo Boy now. So that's nice. Got this really weird widening thing. This is Valhalla Space Module. This is free from whoever makes Valhalla. This is website. And you got high end getting taken out, and I'm really widening it up. This is from a Sam Smith of, I can't remember the engineer's name, a mix with a master video of Sam Smith's engineer mixing Dancing with a Stranger, and this is what he used. So I copied it clearly, and you got width. Okay, just doing that. You got a doubler, sides fully out, lot of high end, and you got parallel compression, which without it, it just pops a bit. It pops out of the mix, and when you put it in, it kind of slots it back into the mix, which is nice. And that is time. Oh, hang on. So you don't. Ah, it's just a rise, and that's definitely digital. The only thing is these two really that are from the sample pack. This is probably the buff kit or the heavy kit. Kick. This is the heavy or buffy kick with processing in Pro Tools. So this will be in the unprocessed version. And this snare is simply just snare, because there's only one snare. And it's got some mixing done in Pro Tools. Hope I explained well why I did certain things. Don't know why this is in a folder and this is not. What's this doing? Oh, this is just to beef up the guitars a little bit. It just excites them a little bit more, adds the high end, so that's kind of nice. It does increase its volume though. I want to make it perfectly clear it does increase its volume, but you got to know what it's doing. It's coming out with the high end. So that was time. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.